Hello friends of Sudoku, welcome to a puzzle of a medium difficulty from the sudokuexchange.com. We'll go through this puzzle very slowly and see how it turns out. It shouldn't be too difficult because, as I said, it is medium level, but let's get started and see how it goes. The first thing that catches my eye is that we have a couple of 4s blocking across like so, and up and down. So here it must go a 4. And that we have 1s blocking up here. So here's a 1. We do have a 7 blocking all of these 3 squares, and this 7 blocks this square. So we must have a 7 in this position here. We have a 2 and a 7 blocking across here. So these 2 squares have got to be a 2 and a 7. That makes these 2 squares, of course, a 1 and a 5. The 1 blocks up, so here is a 5 and here's a 1. Now 9 must go in one of these squares because this 9 blocks up here, and a 7 must go in one of these squares because the 7 blocks up here. The 5 also blocks up here, so a 5 must also go here. So now we know that these 3 squares have got to be a 5, 7, and a 9. And that makes it easy to figure out that this square has got to be a 6. And since we also have a 6 blocking down here and across here, this must be a 6. Here we need a 2, 3, 6, and a 7 to complete column 6. There's a 3, 6, and a 7 blocking here, so the 2 is forced to go in this square. Across here we need a 8, 9, and a 5. So let's see. All we can say really is that an 8 must go here or here. I'm noticing something peculiar for the top row. These 2s and 3 block here. This 3 and this 2 block here. So these 2 squares must be a 1 and an 8. And these 2 squares must be a 2 and a 3. And since this 2 blocks here, the 3 must go here and the 2 here. This 2 blocks down, this blocks up, this blocks across. So here's another 2 making this a 2 and this a 7, because we talked about these 2 before, didn't we? And now that this 2 blocks down, and we know that these have to be 5, 7, 9, a 2 must go here. And in one of these 2 squares, along with a 1, by the way, we got a 1 and a 2 here and a 1 and a 2 here. So these 2 squares must be a 1 and a 2. And that makes these a 4, 7, and a 9. We have a 4 blocking down here and a 4 blocking down here. So here's a 4. Here's a 7, 9. Here's a 7, 9. This 4 blocks across, this blocks across, and this blocks down. So a 4 goes here. And by the way, that is the first digit that we have completed. All the 4s have now been found. What are we looking for here? We're looking for a 7 and a 3. And therefore, these squares are all blocked by 7s, leaving only 1 square for a 7. And if one of these is a 3, then these squares are blocked by 3s. Therefore, this square must be a 3. So a 5, 8, and a 9 for these squares. Here, there's a 9, so a 9 must go here or here. and therefore here or here, and this 9 blocks. So a 9 goes here. All we need here now is a 1, 8, and a 5. 1, 8, 1, 8, 8, and 5. So let's look at it from another angle. If these are 3 and 7, what about 6s? Ah, yeah, 6 must go here or here. A 9 must go here because we have a 9 blocking down. Therefore, one of these must be a 9 blocking up. So all of these are blocked by 9s, and these two 9s block these squares. So here is a 9. One, 5, and an 8 here now. Let's see, 5, no, 8, no, no. Also a 1 and a 5 and an 8 across here. That's odd, but we'll deal with it. First, maybe we should just figure out what goes here, and that seems to be an 8. Here again, we're looking for a 1, 5, and an 8. This is a 1 or a 5. And this is a 1 and an 8. So what does that tell us about the 5s? This must be a 1, 5, and an 8 too. So a 5, an 8 cannot go here. So this is a 1 or a 5, and this is a 1 or a 5. And that makes these two a 2 and a 6. That is interesting because now this cannot be a 1, this cannot be a 1, this cannot be a 1, and this cannot be a 1. So here's a 1. Didn't we have another digit up here that we knew about? Yes, a 2. So the 2 goes here and therefore here, and that makes this a 6 because we just talked about this. So I do remember this is also a 6, which blocks across, 6 blocks across, and 6 blocks up. So a 6 goes here. And we 1, 5, and an 8. So 1, 1. So okay, so here's a 1, of course. And now we are looking for an 8 and a 5 here. With the 8 blocks across. So here's a 5, here's the 8 and an 8 and a 1, and this is now an 8 and a 5. 8 blocks up, so 5 here, 8 here, and 1 here. And this therefore must be a 5. Here we're looking still for a 3 and a 7, still not resolvable, but let's look at this square. It must be a 5. 5 blocks down here, so here's a 5 blocking over, 5 blocking over, here's a 5. These are now a 7, 9. 7 blocks over, so a 9 goes here and a 7 here. This puzzle doesn't seem a medium level difficulty to me. It's more like a hard puzzle from the New York Times, I think. But no matter, we'll try to solve it. Here's a 9, and that makes this a 9, of course. Here we are looking for an 8, and here for a 9. Here we need a 3 and a 7. 7 blocks here, so a 7 can't go here, therefore it must go here, and therefore this is a 3, making this a 3 and this a 7. We do remember these two, don't we? 3 blocks down, so here is a 3. 2 more squares, an 8 must go here, and a 7 here. As I said, that didn't feel very medium to me, but who knows, maybe I'm just not up to form today. This will go online on, I think, Friday morning. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.